Welcome everybody to another video. In this video, I'm going to be trying to defend my boy Loki here because over the past couple weeks, we've been getting a lot of Loki gas and there are still some people downplaying him to the point where people are putting current Luffy and even Kaido above Loki, which I just think is absurd at this point. So in order to kind of display the way that I feel about this, I made this tier list of the top tiers in my opinion and where I would kind of rank them in terms of their skill and their powers. So I'm first going to explain why I put everyone where they're at so that it makes more sense of why Loki goes where he goes. Without further ado, let's get started. So first off, we're going to be explaining why is Joy Boy S tier? I think it's pretty obvious. He has shown the greatest conquerors hockey, which is at least equal to Shanks, if not greater, should be greater than him. And he has the Nika Devil Fruit. You know, he has the best of both worlds. This is going to be end of story Luffy, if not end of story Luffy, better than this guy. But this is the pinnacle of strength, at least right now. And it's because he has the best Devil Fruit along with the best hockey shown in the series. Now, looking at Shanks, he's A tier. Why not S tier? Because he doesn't have a Devil Fruit. He has shown at least comparable hockey to Joy Boy, which is greater than anyone else has shown us in the story. But he doesn't have a Devil Fruit. So I can't put him in S tier. If if Shanks had a pretty good Devil Fruit, he would immediately go to S tier. You would compare him to Joy Boy in every facet, right? But he doesn't have the Devil Fruit, so I have to dock him points there. Moving on to the B tier. This is where I've got some of the greatest hockey users of the past generation, along with some great hockey users who have busted Devil Fruits. So looking at Zebek and Harold, they showed us next level Conquers hockey, better than sky splitting hockey, in my opinion. They showed us the 5 kilometer hockey blast that knocked out everyone in the radius, but they didn't have Devil Fruits, right? You give these characters any Devil Fruit, in my opinion, they're going to A tier, right? It's not going to hurt them in any way. It's only going to boost their power, right? These two characters, if they got a hold of Loki's fruit that he's getting and potentially the Nika fruit, they were going to, they were going to free the world, right? That's the implications if these guys got devil fruits. That's how strong they were. As for Whitebeard and Kaido, they have shown us sky splitting conquers hockey. That's the best hockey feat that we've gotten from these guys. Sky splitting conquers hockey, but they have really great devil fruits to back it up, right? That's why I think they can at least hang with Harold and Zebek is because that they haven't shown us the Conquers hockey, but they have Devil Fruits, so that's at least something going for them. And now finally for C tier, I think it's disrespectful to put Roger and Garp here. I'm gonna be honest, but it's like, dude, they've only shown us sky splitting Conquers hockey. We haven't gotten any greater feats from them, and they don't have Devil Fruits. They're essentially Kaido and Whitebeard without Devil Fruits, right? Whitebeard's able to match Rogers Conquers hockey, and he has the Gura Gura. Kaido's able to split the sky as well, and he has his mythical dragon fruit. So it's like, why can't these guys be stronger than Roger and Garp? I think later in the story we might get more from them and they show us greater feats. But for right now, Zebek and Harold were absolutely just outclassing the entire Roger generation. And everyone was putting Zebek and Harold above Roger. So I don't think it's a bad take to put them below. And someone like Kaido and Whitebeard have the Devil Fruit to help boost them. That's not going to hurt them in a fight against Roger or Garp. It's going to only help them. And then someone like Big Mom has a crazy Devil Fruit, but she doesn't use Conquer's Hockey when she fights. If she did, I'd probably put her B tier because she'd be way stronger. Her attack power would go through the roof. And it's just like she doesn't use it, so I'm going to leave her fucking C tier. So now at this point, I think it's like, okay, we need to get Loki in this equation. So exactly what are his feats? In my opinion, there's only one feat that really fucking matters, and that is him defeating Ragnar. I'm not going to point to any other feat because a lot of them, like Loki defeating Harold, there was some asterisks around that. I think the Devil Fruit did a lot of the work against the immortality. It wasn't all Conquer's hockey that was defeating Harold. But for this Ragnar feat, Loki doesn't have any fucking devil fruits. This is literally Loki with a random ass hammer and his fucking ancient giant genetics and his conquerors hockey. He's able to fucking beat Ragnar with a normal hammer and conquerors hockey. Something that Harold could not do. And Harold thought he could do it once he gained more strength. So this means that defeating Ragnar came down to strength. There was no other requirement. Otherwise, he would have brought this up because at first I was thinking, okay, like what are the coincidences that what's the coincidence that Loki has these special fucking dragon serpent eyes and he gets this special dragon fruit? Like it's almost two lined up. So it would almost make sense for the fact that Ragnar chose Loki is because of his eyes. But if you go and watch that fight, dude, one, he has bandages over the entire time. Two, they're just fighting the entire time. The only time, the reason it stops is because Loki puts a fucking dent in Ragnar's head, basically. So it came down to strength. So already I would put base Loki equal to base Harold, if not stronger, considering he beat Ragnar, which was a matter of strength. It wasn't a matter of anything else. It wasn't a matter of endurance or anything like that. He showed that he was more powerful than Harold. Considering Harold, once he was boosted, thought, okay, now I can go get the fruit. So, knowing this, I'm putting Loki with no fucking devil fruits in B tier, right? He would have comparable hockey to both Zebek and Harold, who both didn't have devil fruits. I'm putting him B tier, right? And then you have to think, okay, now we're going to take this B tier character who was able to perform better than Harold was against Ragnar. And now we're going to give him some of the craziest shit you've fucking seen in this story. Look at this fucking dragon on the right. Look at these lightning and ice attacks. You're telling me you give this to. No fucking wonder Zebek thought Harold was going to destroy the world if he gets this fruit. Like, the absolute insane power jump once you get these devil fruits is absolutely insane. It's like, dude, you give Zebek this fucking dragon fruit, he's top one. You immediately would think he's top one. You give Roger this devil fruit, he's immediately top one, right? It's like I don't see how you can't put Loki on the same tier as Shanks, right? It's like this guy has some of the most narrative potential possible in the story at this point. This guy was introduced at the very fucking end of the story, given the craziest like amalgamation of fucking powers possible. The ancient giant blood, the Conqueror's hockey. That is insane. That is comparable to Harold's Conqueror's hockey, which is comparable to Zebek's. Then you give him the devil fruits. This dude is A tier. And in my opinion, end of story, him and Luffy should be at least S tier. Right? Like if you're saying that, okay, Loki in the past, the Loki of the past who was friends with Joy Boy, they both fought against Emu. So that means Loki should be fighting with Luffy in the future against Emu. They have to be comparable in strength. These were the two needed characters to defeat Emu in Rox's plan, whatever. You needed this devil fruit, but you needed an ancient giant to eat it. I think the reason for that is because it brings out the full power of the devil fruit. Loki is going to be busted. Like, dude, we've just been introduced to Loki, right? And I mean, the thing that does break this a bit is just the fact that we don't have enough feats. I'm basing this solely off Ragnar because we just haven't seen enough from Loki, right? We haven't seen enough in the hockey department. I 100% think he's at least splitting the sky. At least, bare minimum, he's splitting the sky. But in my opinion, he should be closer to that 5 kilometer blast radius than anything, right? And then you have to add these fucking OP devil fruits on top of that, bro. You need to quit with this Luffy stronger than Loki shit. And you need to quit with this Kaido stronger than Loki shit. In my opinion, if you take Luffy from the rooftop who has no time limit on Gear 5 because Oda can just choose when he wants a time limit and when he doesn't. If you're taking Luffy without a time limit, I put him in B tier, right? Because considering he beat Kaido after he fucking died, if he doesn't have a time limit, he's B tier. If we're talking about Egghead Luffy, who's every 5 minutes he needs to take a fucking food break, I'm putting him probably bottom of C tier because it's just not reliable, right? But Luffy has the sky splitting hockey and he has an insane devil fruit. So it's like, I just think that we need to stop prioritizing this old guard. And I think people are afraid to put these characters above these past characters when it's like, dude, we're reaching the end of the story. Why is like no one bats an eye at putting Shanks above everyone, right? But then you introduced one of the most busted characters ever, like Loki, and people will say, "Nah, he's below current Luffy." Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below if I'm tripping or what. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm cooking. Yeah, that's all I got. See ya.